All right, hello everyone, and peace of Christ, all of you. Please invite your friends and share the link immediately. And don't forget to download the video as soon we finish, as soon as it is available for download. Today, our topic: one of you post a comment saying where Allah is coming from. That's a very good question, actually. And this is a question which sometime even me, with all what I read, sometime it make me dizzy because Islam is not just a religion um, like others. Islam is a collections of religions, and because of the nature of this cult, which is a mix of many stories, it's hard to trace really where this cult is coming from. However, based on Islamic stories, I'm not going to go to historian because Muslims will say we don't believe in those historian anyway. So why I want to waste my time and talk about things they themselves they don't believe in. However, Muslims themselves they cannot deny what is written in their books. And the second they start denying what is written in their books, it is the same second they are out of Islam. Even they did not say we are out of Islam yet. So in the Quran, you will find that everything you find in those fiction movies, you find it in this Quran. So we have God who is almighty supposedly, but does God he have a magic stick? He have a ring, which is a ring of magic. This God uh, he sent a beast, and this beast have many features. This beast is going to make every human being either black or white, depend on their religion. If you are a Muslim, Allah will make you white. If you are non-Muslim, Allah will make you black. The beast as an example at Jassasa, which is going to come from the ground, and this beast will be super powerful, but he's an animal. Yet this beast is something we never saw like before. Have a very weird description, which is a collection of all animals in this earth. And then we have versions who they are waiting for us in heaven, and those versions are so beautiful, and they have to be very white for sure, because those are made for the Arab, who they are obsessed with white women. And then we have a heaven which is full of flowers, roses, river of wine, river of milk, people sitting on their couches reclining, and naked women around them. And those women, you can see through the marrow of their bones. And you do nothing in this heaven except having sex and eating fruits and fish meat. For sure, maybe you can get shisha too. So all those stories make Islam. We cannot take one story and say the rest does not, or it's not Islam. This is Islam. So as an example, where the story, before we ask where Allah is coming from, where is the story of those white women coming from? This is coming from Persia. The Zoroastrian religion, they have the same belief about the whore, and actually it's the same word. And remember, Muhammad, he used to sit for hours and hours with Salman al-Farisi. And the Zoroastrian, they believe too in the bridge. There's a bridge you cross through. And in the book of Zoroastrian is speaking about how the favorite person of God, he took him to heaven, and he showed him all the things Muhammad he saw in his trip to heaven. Except in the story of Muhammad, we have Musa's and we have names which have nothing to do with the Zoroastrian story. So Muhammad, he took the stories from Zoroastrian, he put it in his book or his statement, and he adds some spice. And this is very normal, by the way, for the Arab. We as Arab, like if we tell a story, let us say you tell me, in my way I have an accident, I saw an accident and there's two cars hit. Then I carry the message you told me, and I give it to the third person, and I say, my friend in his way in the highway of etc. he saw 3 cars hit each other. So by the time you receive the news, it's going to be 40 or 50 cars hitting each other. So it's very normal for the Arab to add a spice to stories. It's their nature. And Muhammad always he added spices to stories. A story he carry from someone else, then he add things to it, and he make it his own. Because how I'm going to make it my God, he says that to me, if this is a story which is mentioned before me. If you go in the Quran and we type the word ancient stories, fabulous, fairy tales, which is the word asatir, you will see each time Muhammad he says something, the Arab they say to him, this is fairy tales of people before us, we know them. Look how many. All those verses saying to him, this is nothing but fairy tale stories. I will give you a short one. Do you see it? So each time Muhammad he says something, the Arab are not fooled. They heard those stories before. They say to him, this is the tales of the ancient, fabulous stories. It's fairy tale stories. All right. Salman al-Farisi, he did not leave Persia. Salman al-Farisi, he was captured as a slave and he was sold in Arabia. This is how he ended in Mecca. All right. So he did not go there voluntarily. It's not, he went there as a slave. So Salman al-Farisi, his name is Salman the Persian. Now the name Salman is not convincing for me, because why a person who is a Persian, his name is Salman? Salman is either have to be an Arab name or a Persian name. So I'm suspecting the name was something different, and then after they made him a Muslim, supposedly they gave him a different name, and there's no way his name is Salman. And you notice they keep always, when they speak about him, they keep calling him the Persian, because they are racist. The Persian. He was not, and he will never be an Arab for them. So the name is not, I don't think it's an accurate name. I don't believe in such a name to be exist. I believe that this is a name was given to him, the same as others. Like Muhammad is a son of who? They say Abdullah. But I doubt that Muhammad was a son of a man. His name is Abdullah, because Abdullah, he will go to hell. So how he believe in Allah but he will go to hell? If you look at the uncles of Muhammad, all of them, they are sons. Their names is a slave of an idol. Abdul Uzza, Abdul Manaf, Abdul Muttalib, the grandfather of Muhammad. All of them, they have slaves of idols. So all the names, including the name of Muhammad, it's not real. Muhammad as a person, as a name, I believe Muhammad as a person, it's possible he's exist, but Muhammad as a name never exists. This is a name was given to Muhammad because they made him holy to the point we don't use the name previously, we use the name which now this is his title. This is why if you go in the Quran, you will see Muhammad sometime he says that his name is Ahmad. Well, if his name is Muhammad, he should not change it and become Ahmad, because what the point? I mean, it's a name. Your name is Muhammad, it's Muhammad. In chapter 61, as an example, verse number 6, it says that supposedly Isa will come after Muhammad. He said, a messenger will come after me and his name is Ahmad. Okay, and then the Muslims, they put between two brackets, but when he, i.e. Ahmad, Muhammad, I mean, how i.e. So there is a different in the pronunciation. It's still a different name, and a name is a name. So what happened? How Ahmad became Muhammad and how Muhammad became Ahmad? Simply they will say to you, well, both of them at the end of the day almost they have the same meaning. But this is confirmed to us that this is not his real name. This is why you can switch it to something equal by the meaning. You know what I mean? And then we notice that Quran come with the new names we never heard of. As an example, Isa became Jesus became Isa, which is the original name is Yeshua or Yeshua. So if you try to search for Isa, we will really get dizzy to find where is this Isa is coming from. Until now, me myself actually I could not confirm like for sure where this is Isa coming from. It just you have to guess. It's just guessing. It's possible that Muhammad he learned the name from a person who speak broken Greek, maybe somebody he learned the name wrong. But Isa, we never heard of Isa. I am an Arab, and in the Middle East we never heard of Isa. We call him in Arabic Yeshua, which is the same word as Yeshua. In Arabic the letter Sheen turn into Sin, so Yeshua is Yeshua, Yeshua is Yeshua. So all names in the Quran, it's coming always wrong. Very few names are coming correctly. However, the question is, where is Allah is coming from? Until now we did not go to check where Allah is coming from. You see, if you go in the first chapter in the Quran, according to Revelation, and this is what I am translating right now, I'm making the Quran according to Revelation, which means according to what Muslims claim, how Muhammad he received revelation. So according to Revelation or order of Revelation, Muhammad he received this. And what Muhammad he received? The first is, read in the name of your Lord. How Muhammad will know which Lord we are talking about? Remember, at that time the Arab and the Muslims agree that the Arab they have many lords, many gods. The Muslim they will say to you, yes, there was many idols, but those are partners with Allah. So Allah is the super boss of all gods. The rest are assistant. This is why if we go in the Quran, you will find the Quran says the word mushrikeen. Okay, what mushrikeen mean? You take partners. Partners with who? With Allah. Which confirm that those who they are Arab, they worship, they are pagan, yes, but they worship Allah. Look what the Quran says in chapter 2, 105. Neither those who disbelieve among the people of the scriptures, people of scriptures are us, Christians and Jews, nor the mushrikeen. Between two brackets, this is the Muslim translation, the disbelievers in the oneness of Allah. So they believe in Allah, but they take with Allah gods beside him. And here we understand that Muhammad, who supposedly came as a prophet, he is coming from a land which was always for hundreds and hundreds of years worshiping gods beside Allah. Allah is not isolated. Allah is exist as God, but they are sharing gods with the big God. Are we listening? So Allah was exist for the pagan. He is their God, but he is not the only one. Then if we go in the Quran, we will find more weird stories. As an example, Allah has daughters, and the Quran make it clear that yes, the Arab believe that God he have daughters. If we go here, we will find chapter 6 verse 100. Yet they join the jinns. Sorry, my voice is tired. I'm not sure why. The jinn, they join the jinn as partners in worship with Allah. Thought He has created them, and in the top of that, they add to Him. And by the way, here the Arabic is coming very weird. They add to Him. Instead of says, here you see a mistake in the Arabic language. Instead of says وَخَلَقُوا لَهُ, the Quran says وَخَرَقُوا. خَرَقُوا, you see in Arabic when you kharaq is like you have a fabric and you cut through it. This is kharaq. So I believe here the correct word was khalaqu, which means create, not kharaqu. So the Muslims obviously they got this wrong as the inscribe. I remember that the Quran when it was written, it wasn't written in correct language like this. It was totally different language. So instead of kharaqu, it should be khalaqu, not kharaqu. Penetrate, exactly. So and here the word penetrate does not make sense, because penetrate for him daughters and sons, that's stupid, right? So what penetrate for him sons and daughters? So instead of, and here they translate it as, and the attribute, what attribute? They are trying to fix the meaning. So, and they made for him daughters and sons. So the Arab before Islam, they believe Allah have daughters and son. Now in the Quran does not mention the son, but suppose there is a son, and those are the Arab. Those are the Arab. Those are not the Jews, not the Christians. No, no, those are the Arab. Then you will see in the verse after, He is the originator of the heaven and the earth. How can He have a children when He has no wife? So obviously the Quran confirmed that those who have the idea of worshiping Allah before Muhammad obviously believe that Allah had sex, and He had female daughters, and He have children. But the Quran does not tell us Allah had sex with who. Nowhere in the Quran it says, okay, fine, they believe that He have daughters, but who is the wife? In order to understand that more, the God of Islam is the God of the desert, which means He's the God which people of the desert they favor. You see, if you live in Alaska, what do you miss? Like me, where I live, I miss the sun. Actually, until a week ago, it was very cold. So what we miss the sun. People of the desert, they don't miss the sun. The sun is their enemy, because the sun is the one who killed their grass, make their water disappear. Sun bring death. It's a desert, as simple as that. The nice one, which the Arab they like, is the moon. Cool, nice, no heat. This is the time when they can sit outside and they suffer from nothing. They can sleep easy. There, even in daytime, if you go inside your tent, you are burning. It's extremely hot. So the Arab, they always favor the god of the moon. Now, Muslim, they will say to you, actually, I heard a guy who's supposedly a Christian minister, supposedly he's smart. He said, well, how somebody says that Allah is the moon god? And the Quran said, don't worship the moon.